That's right. It's the morning show, pre-show countdown. We're getting ready to go live, and I'm so happy to finally say a huge welcome to our very own. Many of you always ask, where did Brett go? And I say, what? He's back. He's been back for a while. How did you not know? He does certain broadcasts, especially on Friday nights with Mitch McClellan. He's here with me in the studio, although he's in the other studio and I'm in my home studio. Here it is, Brett Malik. Welcome back.
Hi there, everyone.
We're so glad to have you back. I'm telling you, even if it is for a day, I will say this: it's going to be an amazing day. So we're glad to have you. He's getting ready for all the big things. But Brett, sports. Everybody's been missing the updates about sports. What's going on with sports?
Okay, well, if you like the Los Angeles local teams, you're doing well. The Dodgers are in the baseball playoffs. Rams are doing well. The Chargers are doing well. And it's a busy time. NFL, college football, baseball. So we have a lot to talk about a little bit later.
Yes, we do. So we're getting ready here with the latest, the greatest. Oh, you know what I miss most, Brett? All of your sound effects. Where are they at?
Uh, I might unveil a couple just
Oh,
to,
good.
but it's like riding a bike.
I
Sometimes.
miss them, man. I miss them. I keep telling
Yeah.
Jesse we got to make more sound effects like Brett.
Okay. All right. We got about 10 seconds here, and here we go.
AM News Talk Sports.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio KMET 1490 AM. I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez. We're glad to have you on this beautiful Monday morning. October 11th is where it's at. Lots of good news, lots of odd news, and lots of great news in sports, which I'm so happy to reintroduce our very own. You remember him from years back, Blast from the Past. He's here with us again. Yes, it is none other than the official Brett Malik. Welcome back, Brett.
Hi, everyone.
It's good to have Brett back here on the morning show, a really long time staple of KMET 1490 AM. He and I go back all the way to NBC News Radio when I first met him, and I said, wow, this guy knows a lot about sports, more than I will ever know. I don't know how he keeps his finger on the pulse, but he does so in a good way. And this is a good time for sports because, of course, even though we're going through coronavirus, all these sports leagues are really making a comeback, right, Brett?
Yeah, the fans are back and they're out in droves. The stadiums are packed. The fans are very appreciative of being back in the stadium, tailgating before the game, just being able to enjoy their favorite team wherever it is, whether it's baseball or football. And we got basketball firing up here in the next couple weeks. So I think that's something that maybe we all took for granted with the pandemic situation when we couldn't go to the movie theater. We couldn't go to see our favorite team play a game. But the fans are out, and it's great to see. It's great to see all over the country.
Yeah, it is, and I agree 100%. When you get to get back to your major league baseball, which a lot of fans here in LA have been talking about Dodgers, I know since Friday because of the big game, which I didn't get to see, but there have been many good developments there. But first, let's get to the latest news, especially nationally, and you actually brought something up to me that I was unaware about, which I think people kind of need to know, especially if you want to are traveling. This is kind of a big deal because evidently Southwest Airlines has been canceling hundreds of flights.
Yeah, this is a real. There's been some controversy over Southwest Airlines with a vaccine mandate to their employees. So I found out about this yesterday, and I was on Twitter, and I kept hearing things about Southwest Airlines having to cancel literally thousands of flights over the weekend. And there were various reasons that Southwest Airlines put out, their PR did. But many people on Twitter, and I'd have to include myself in this, think that maybe this is because the employees and the pilots are not digging a vaccine mandate. Mm-hmm. And they said, no, we're not going to go through this. And in in some ways, it's almost like a stick out where the employees have decided they're not gonna work.
Yeah. Well, again, it's and I've said this so many times here on the morning show. First, you got to do what you want if has happened, what you are getting, and we've been looking at sometimes or a blood clot, some clotting, and or certain other things as a result of a vaccine. What really odds make a mandate that a person has to get it? The reality now is a question of okay, what next? Now I understand, like in certain types of employment for school education, when we have certain immunization shots, those are completely different. Immunization shots are different than a vaccine shot, oddly enough. So if you get an immunization against certain like let's say tuberculosis, right? It's a regular test for tuberculosis and or the polio and or other things that vaccines were a very important thing, especially if you want to come to this country. You would get an immunization shot against certain things, viruses that were already here that also they knew this would definitely keep you away from it. Kind of like rabies. Right? You get rabies shots because you know it keeps 100% away from rabies. There with those things, right? But with this, it's still so new, and there's since all the variants are brand new. It's not like they started off like every other virus. It's been evolving or technically merging into other cells of other cells and mutating. So these variants is a big, huge concern. It's the variants that they do not have an end-all, be-all. What we call like the polio shot, like an immunization shot, right? It does not make you 100% immunized. So people have and should have and say, well, why are you making it mandatory? Even though it's really my life at the end of the day. I mean, if I'm wearing a mask and I'm trying to keep social distance and I'm doing all these things, why are you making it mandatory and making it so that I cannot work? And I've said this a few weeks back because it started with workers on the very far East Coast. And if health workers are saying, I'd rather lose my career over this, I know certain things about certain ones. They don't want to be healthy and or if they get sick not be able to fight it. It's not that they do not believe it, it's just they know some more than we do. And if you know some more science, you should not be forced to take a vaccine if in the event you do not want it, especially if you say at the end of the day, no, give me all the facts and how do you have 100%? 100%. And even then, it's a temporary shot. It's like the flu shot. People now, of course, take the flu shot. Some people do not. It's an option. But if you made it a mandatory, what would people say, Brett?
Well, some people would say,
I'm mad.
Yeah, they'd be mad. They would be mad, and there's no question about it.
100%. It's like for some people, they just say, no, I've done it, I've tried it, and I've still gotten sick. I say, well, yes, because sometimes it will get you a bit sick, and sometimes you will get a different type of flu strain you didn't know that it didn't cover, especially if you travel. If you are a traveler around the world, a business traveler, and or any other type of traveler, like pilots, like people, they don't just go into the U.S. They come across all kinds of people. So let's say you got a vaccine for here in the U.S., but now you meet people that traveled all the way from Africa. How many different strains are coming from Africa with people that might be sick on the plane? And I've always said this. I've said they need scrubbers and or the ability for what they call ultraviolet light to be able to clean the air in the planes because everybody's breathing the same air, which is why most people end up getting sick eventually with a cold and or a flu or what they call jet lag or any of the things because their bodies are fighting off all these things where everybody's sneezing, everybody's coughing, and it gets circulated in the same tubular fuselage of the plane. And that's not good. So now you have problems for people already. So I say, of course, wear a face mask. Why not? When in reality, it's what you're going to do at the end of the day if you have a bunch of people sick around you and you're like, I cannot afford to get sick. Okay, that's just where we're at right now. But because it's airborne, it has the ability to just be airborne and then be circulated in the circulatory system of the plane. So you got problems with this. But the fact is, back to what you're saying, let's see, the Dallas-based airline had blamed air traffic control issues and weather for its weekend operational challenges that saw 1,000 canceled flights on Sunday alone. That's a lot of canceled flights. And Southwest is one of the very few airlines that I actually really do enjoy. Southwest Airlines was the only airline to report the issues on that scale. They've struggled all summer with high numbers of delayed and canceled flights. August, it announced it was trimming their September schedule by 27 flights a day, or less than 1%, and 162 flights a day, or 4.5% of the schedule from early October through November 5th. Southwest became the latest airline to announce it was also imposing the vaccine mandate on its staff. The Dallas-based company said its workers must be fully vaccinated by December 8th in order to remain at the airline. Employees could seek approval to skip the shots due to medical or religious reasons. So evidently now you do have the ability to get out. You know why? I guarantee they made a call to their attorney to say, can we enforce this? Because people are going to sue. Brett, what do you think?
And so did the Southwest Airlines pilot union because they're trying to block this mandate. And yeah. I feel sorry for the gate agents and the employees at all the airlines and all the airports that Southwest flies in and out of, including here in Southern California. You have Ontario, LAX, Long Beach, Burbank, Orange County, Palm Springs. They're just getting inundated with questions from customers. The customers want to know, are we going to fly out or not? And unfortunately, the best answer these gate agents and the employees has is,
I don't know.
They don't know. They literally just don't know what flights are being canceled or if a flight's going to take off. It really puts them in a very tough situation.
Yeah, and speaking of tough, and this is the latest on that, okay, there are ways around it for employees, and this is what's kind of starting to take its turn on this. Currently, 44 states and D.C. allow religious exemptions at the school level. This is where some have said, wait a minute, we know we have rights. What were the rights again? With COVID vaccine mandates, of course, becoming all the thing across the country, which I said is a really bad idea. I said this earlier a few months ago. I said it's not gonna stick for long because it's going to cause so many problems. In the public and private sectors, as well as some school districts, the pushback from those unwilling or hesitant to get their shots is heating up. The vaccination effort has raised new questions about exemptions because mandates for adults are generally rare outside of settings like healthcare facilities and the military, and the inoculations are relatively new. I don't know why they're calling it inoculations. Not quite an inoculation, whatever. There is no overall data on exemptions for COVID vaccines. A number of companies and state governments have seen interest in religious exemptions, protections stemming from the Civil Rights Act of 1964. That leaves employers in a difficult and precarious position legally of determining whether the requests are valid. As such, some states have tried to do away with non-medical exemptions overall for their employees. Now, in school settings where vaccines have long been recognized as crucial to preventing certain diseases, state-level mandates are common and have been tested in the courts. Dr. Joshua Williams, who's an assistant professor of pediatrics at the University of Colorado School of Medicine, said to ABC News, one of the most important public health practices we have to alleviate outbreaks and things like measles and whooping cough are vaccines required for school or for daycare entry. And I get that. But again, like I said earlier, measles has long been a very sticking point with a lot of people. And if you're pregnant and or you have a baby coming, there are certain things that mothers want to have ahead of time so that they don't pass this on to their children and or get developmental problems down the line. But with the vaccine, which technically doesn't have full FDA approval just yet, Moderna doesn't have FDA approval, Brett. It had an emergency use authorization, which means, hello, we got to get this out really quick, but it hasn't been fully tested like normal because it had to come out. Now, I'm not saying it hasn't saved lives. I haven't said that. But it's still a temporary hold on lives. It doesn't make you immunized for life against the said virus. If the alpha and or beta, which are the first two that came out early February and of March of 2020. If you got the Pfizer, the Moderna, the Johnson Johnson, the AstraZeneca, and or any others that are around the world, all being produced differently and are made with different components, you got this in February and or March, if it were available, of last year, let's just say, you would still get it again because it would run out of your body within 4 to 6 months. If you don't know the knowledge of that, you really got to get schooled on that. It runs out of your body eventually. So you need it again, just like the flu shot. The flu shot is administered not always yearly. Sometimes, well, it just depends on where you live. There are certain areas that are more colder, southern hemisphere, northern hemisphere. How does it work for you in your area? It just differs from person to person. But that is a individual thing. My mom hates to get sick, but she's also in that risk category, 65 and over, right? So anyone typically 65 and over has already problems. If you have diabetes, if you have other things, you do not want to get sick with certain other things. Or if you have a predisposition to pneumonia, which I know I have, the reality is you have to be aware of what you're putting into your body. And I think people that say no are more aware than not, or at least they've done more of the research. According to this news, in addition to California announcing it's adopting a statewide mandate, individual education boards in Los Angeles have started adding the Pfizer vaccine, which was granted full FDA approval in September. It's currently the only vaccine approved for children older than 12 to their list of immunization requirements. Experts say other school districts are likely to follow suit and have strong legal ground to enforce the requirement set forth in the 1944 Supreme Court case Prince versus Massachusetts. But the debate is going on. Can you, for religious and or medical reasons, say no? And I believe the answer is yes. I don't think it's going to hold up. But there we go. That's the situation as we find it. All right, coming up next is Brett Malik's take on sports. What's going on? What to look forward to? More right after these messages. Stay tuned. All right, people, let's do the social media chat room. What's going on there? Let's see who's tuning in. I will say this. If you're just tuning in, do get ready for this week. Lots of film festivals in the area of LA. I've already been out to a couple. I was out to Ola, Mexico. No, it was Ola, Mexico. Really good film festival. Fun and exciting and great content. This past weekend was the East LA Film Festival, as well as the Panamanian Film Festival as well. This coming week is the La Femme Film Festival, which I've been talking a lot about. That starts Thursday. Come out and join us. And or watch online. It's one of the few film festivals which you could participate from anywhere. You do not need to leave the comfort of your home and or place. You can watch it on your mobile device. You can watch it online. You can participate from anywhere. And I love that, because so many things that we've ever talked about here on the show, people go, yeah, but I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, like Algenia Kirsten, who is all the way from there. Sometimes she travels abroad and then some, but she could take us with her anywhere she goes. And over this weekend, I had some filmmakers say, we watch your show from time to time. Thank you so much for doing it. And I don't know how they watch. Sometimes they watch on Twitter. Sometimes they watch on Facebook Live. LinkedIn is also an option. So I say thank you to each and every one of those that actually sometimes don't comment, but they say hi eventually when I see them in person. So I got a chance to attend the red carpet this weekend, and I was happy to do so. And again, some really good films, one of which I can't wait to have him on. I got to ask if he can come onto the show. A really good drummer and musician who is really beating down the drum, so to speak, in the Latin culture, and has a documentary out at one of these film festivals that I was amazed at this young man's career and where he's going to go. He's definitely going to be a Grammy Award winner if he isn't already. Rosalie says, good morning, happy Monday. Rosalie from, I believe, Downey, I want to say. Stephanie Reed from Cleveland, Ohio says, hello, happy editing this glorious sunshine, awesomeness, busy day ahead. Good to see you, Stephanie. So wherever you're at, let us know where you're at, and then some. Yeah, and she says, Jesse and Brett, is back. Awesome. Haven't seen in a few years, I believe. The more the merry. You remember Algenia Kirsten, Brett, I think? Oh, I can't hear you. Your mic's not on. I'll wait till we come back. Yeah. I don't know why I can't hear your mic. That's weird. Nah, it's okay. Probably when we come back for break, I'll hear you. So we're just getting ready to come back from the break in just a few. All right. Let me know how much time we got on the... Okay, I still can't hear you, but... Okay, thanks.
ET Smart Talk 1490.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM, and we are so happy to have each and every one of you with us on this beautiful day. Sports is where it's at, and sports is what Brett does best. You can follow him at Brett on Sports on social media. Brett, what's going on over there?
All right. Yeah, there's a lot going on. And if you're a fan of the NFL, yesterday was one of those wild days. And I'm going to start with one of the local teams, the Chargers, because the Chargers were playing against the Cleveland Browns, and it was probably the most exciting game of the day. And it went back and forth. Both teams were scoring at will. And late in the game, the Browns led 42-41, and the Chargers got the ball, and they were driving the ball down the field. And they decided that since they only needed a field goal to win the game, when they got down inside the 5-yard line, they decided, the Chargers did, that they were just going to hand the ball off to the running back, and the running back was just going to maybe creep up a couple of feet and then go down, because they wanted to run time off the clock so that the clock went down to maybe 4 or 3 seconds. Then you call timeout, bring the field goal unit on, the kicker kicks the field goal, and you win the game, and the time runs out. But the Browns, see, they knew what the Chargers were trying to do. So for those of you that are used to having defenses try to stop a team from scoring a touchdown, the Browns decided they wanted the Chargers to score a touchdown and go ahead. Now, I know for some people that doesn't make any sense, but hear me out on this. You see, the only way the Browns were going to get the ball back is if the Chargers scored a touchdown. So, literally, the Chargers handed the ball off to the running back. It was Austin Eckler. And I swear to you, 5 or 6 Cleveland Browns defensive players literally picked up Eckler and escorted him into the end zone. I mean, they literally picked him up and basically almost threw him into the end zone. And here, Eckler was trying not to score a touchdown. So, yes, that goes against almost everybody's fundamental knowledge of how to play defense. It goes completely against it. But the strategy did not work for Cleveland because they ran out of time. They had to throw a Hail Mary pass into the end zone. It was incomplete, and the Chargers held on and won the game by the score of 47-42. So the Chargers are now 4-1, and they lead the AFC West. And one of the biggest reasons why they lead the AFC West is because the rest of the AFC West teams all lost. The Raiders lost to my Bears. Yes, the Bears went into Vegas, took over the stadium. The fans were awesome. The Bears fans were awesome. And the Bears won 20-9. That was great. Denver lost. They lost to the Steelers. And then last night on Sunday Night Football, the Kansas City Chiefs and Buffalo Bills played, and they had some horrible weather. A big rainstorm came through. Lightning and thunder. The game got delayed for over an hour at halftime, and the Chiefs ended up losing 38-20. So the defending AFC champions who lost in the Super Bowl last year are having a Super Bowl hangover. They're 2-3, and their defense can't stop anybody. And then you have Major League Baseball. The Red Sox won in extra innings yesterday. They lead Tampa 2-1 in their divisional series in the American League. The White Sox staved off elimination. They defeated Houston. Houston still leads their series 2-1. And today, the Dodgers and the Giants play each other in Game 3 of the National League Division Series at Dodger Stadium. And this has been a great series so far. Giants won Game 1. Dodgers came back, won Game 2. These are by far the two best teams in baseball. They combined for 213 wins in the regular season.
Wow.
And it's kind of a shame that they're not playing each other for the World Series championship, but that's the way it is. And it's only a 5-game series, so it's very important for the Dodgers to win this ball game today.
There you go. And that is why you need to get rested. You need to get your mask on, and you get to have the fun, especially in outdoors activity. I will say having outdoors activity, doing so from a social distancing and then some is probably the best way to go about it if you're going to get out at all and do so safely. But there's ways to do this. And again, I know certain people carry hand sanitizer, some wear gloves, some do it safely, but you can still have the fun and then some of the in-person game thing that we have going on, including and or watch it and or listen to it. I know Jesse says he always enjoys, especially Friday nights, whenever Beaumont football here has the latest games. And he sometimes says, Brett, that he prefers hearing that over regular NFL football. Can you give me a glimpse? Because I know we don't have Coach Jeff Steinberg today. We usually have him every other Friday. But what's it like broadcasting high school football?
Well, with Jeff's team, they throw the ball on almost every down, and they have a really sophisticated passing offense that many high school teams would love to have. These are kind of passing offenses you see at the major College 1 level, and in some cases you see it even in the NFL. They have a great quarterback. He's only a sophomore, but he's one of the best quarterbacks in the Inland Empire and all Southern California. And they have a receiver who's caught like over 15 touchdown passes already this year.
Wow.
And so it's a lot of fun. They score a lot of points. They're fast-paced. Now, they got a big game coming up Friday. They play at Cajon High School in San Bernardino. And Cajon is arguably the best team in the entire Inland Empire. They're just loaded, and they've won I think it's like 25 straight league games in a row. And Beaumont's going to try and break that streak on Friday. But Beaumont High School, the thing about it is Beaumont only has one high school. So when Friday night comes around and there's a home game, the stadium is packed on the home side. They're loud. They cheer on their team. They're very supportive, and it's a great atmosphere.
Yep, and that's the way it is. Just download the app, KMET, 1490 AM. We're also on the FM station. You can check it out locally. What frequency is that, Brett?
What is it, 98.1 FM, I believe?
98.1 FM, and 1490 AM is the radio dial on AM radio. But don't forget, we're on TuneIn and Alexa. Alexa, all you have to say is, I want to listen to KMET 1490 AM. You can check out that way and or just download the app onto your mobile phone and or device. Attend in person and or anywhere. And then some of them, you can hear all the great games. And, of course, Brett Malik's voice doing what he does best, which is always play-by-play action. I can't wait to hear more. This coming, I think, Friday is where they play again. And then some. So we're going to take a quick little break. When we get back, William Shatner as Captain Kirk, but officially going up in outer space? What? Are we already in the future? We'll talk about that next here on The Morning Show.
Tired of waiting in line for overpriced?
All right.
Oh, good. I got your audio now. Okay.
Do?
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't know what happened the last time, but
I don't know. I didn't do anything different.
yeah, okay, good. As long as we keep hearing you. All right, we got Brett Malik here in the break. I'll say, let's see. Eugenia Kirsten says, in the future, having taken the vaccine will affect some people's employment. 2 weeks ago, I was discussing this with a lawyer. Yeah, I guarantee there's going to be people suing for it, especially when you make
Yeah.
it mandatory. Like all of a sudden, you don't give people an option or a time. You know.
Yeah, the Southwest Airlines pilots are not happy campers, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. And I could see the healthcare workers being more upset because they're like, we got through basically almost 2 years, right? A year and a half of seeing people sick and then some. We know how to keep safe, although some have, of course, died. So I'm not saying not to get the vaccine. I'm not saying, obviously be the person that's completely 100% against. But I will say it is an independent personal choice. It is not an end-all and be-all. The FDA has not fully approved all of them. And even if it does approve of certain things, that doesn't mean there's not going to be side effects eventually. There is no foolproof quick vaccine when these things happen all of a sudden, especially with the variants. And you get a different variant, but you got the COVID shot, but you're like, okay, I had people saying, oh, you can't get it from me. That's wrong. Even you and I know you can still have it. That's why the vaccine helps you, but it's not a foolproof plan. You can still pass it on. You just don't know it. So again, people, I'm just saying, use your thinking ability. I understand the need for pushing for vaccines. The more, the better. We've already passed the threshold of 700,000 dead here in the U.S. and which accounts for what? 10%. Let's see. Hold on. I got my numbers wrong. 700,000 and 7 million globally. We account for what? 10% of all deaths of the world? Right? 7,000, 7 million? Yeah. Wait, 7,000 times, my math's off. Or is this, it would be 70,000. 70,000 of 7 million, right? Yeah, okay, so we don't. It's not. But still, my point is this. It's a lot of people dead from coronavirus. Not to mention other things that have muddied up the waters of the healthcare system, right?
Yeah. Okay. So we're about ready to come back here. So here we go.
All right.
M.
Welcome back.
Welcome
Yes,
back.
it is
Yes,
the
it
morning
is the
show
morning
here on
show here on
ABC News
ABC
Radio KMT 1490 AM. We're glad to have you here with us. Eugenia Kirsten says all the best. Friends from Nepal. I'm sorry, Srihari Kerala. Eugenia Kirsten says, yep, they did cancel. Delta is the way to go. And we'll see which ones actually do end up going the next way of it all. Stephanie Reed says, I saw the new James Bond 007 of No Time to Die. I'm jealous. I'm not going to lie. I wanted to see that this weekend. Haven't had a chance. She says it's really good and awesome. She capitalized awesome. So obviously a very good film. Can't wait to watch that. Are you a James Bond fan, Brett? Sorry.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of the new James Bond movies, and I've seen the trailers for this upcoming one, but I was more of a Sean Connery, Roger Moore type fan with 007.
Oh, yeah, I hear you on that. Nothing like Sean Connery as 007. He will be for the forever 007 person that people are trying to emulate.
And I must ask you this question because inquiring minds do want to know.
Yes.
Who are the Bond girls in this latest 007 movie?
Ooh, I don't know, because there's always a Bond girl, huh? There's always like the Bond girl. Let's see, what were the other ones? I'm trying to think of the last ones.
Well, I mean, I can remember some of them from the past. I mean, Halle Berry was a Bond girl.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And yeah, there's Ursula Andress, I think, was maybe the first original Bond girl. Yeah, I mean, Terry Hatcher, I think, was a Bond girl too. I mean, there've been hundreds of women that have played love interests of 007 and have gone on to great things in their career.
Yeah, you're right. I'm looking at there's actually a list of all James Bond girls. I guess his love interest. Jane Seymour was love.
That was in Live and Let Die.
Yeah.
I remember that. And I just remember that because of the great song that was done by Paul McCartney and Wings.
Denise Richards. I didn't even realize that one. Michelle Yeoh. Didn't know that. Well, there's a lot of them. Yeah. Whoa. James Bond really got the ladies, and they are all beautiful and gorgeous. And I guess that's one. Oh yeah, you're right. Terry Hatcher was one of them. Which one was that? How did? Oh,
I don't.
Monica Bellucci. Oh man.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to remember what one it is. But yeah, I just remember, and then there's these in Halle Berry's scene where she's wearing the bikini. I mean, that's one of the famous Bond girl scenes in all of the in the franchise of the James Bond movies.
Yeah. So the latest Bond girl's name is Anna de Armas. Yeah, I don't know who she is
Yes.
personally.
I know. I know enough to know who she is.
Yeah.
And medically speaking, she is
Smoking.
yes. You don't have a PhD to realize that.
You do not need to have one. Exactly. All right. So Anna de Armas, she's the latest Bond girl in No Time to Die. Cuban actress, actually, plays Paloma in this. So as most Bond girls, there's always a little catch with these ladies. Oh my God. Yeah. I see
Isn't
what
there
you're doing.
always?
Yeah, I see what you're saying, Brett. I'm not. You know what? I'm just gonna shut my mouth right now. It's gonna get me in trouble with somebody. All right, so there you go. So Ana de Armas, awesome, good job, and you know what? I'm sure she did a great job acting, and I cannot wait to see it coming soon. In fact, Brett. Okay, wait. I got a question though. What do you know Anna from?
Well, I thought she was in another pretty famous movie, and I'll have to look her up on IMDb. But I thought she was in something pretty famous, so I'll have to look that up. I have to do. Yeah, this is the hard research, ladies and gentlemen. The producers have to do in morning radio.
We just have to. I don't know why. He played the smoke, and I'm like, okay, let me check her out. Let me see who she is. Oh yeah, she is definitely. Nothing but the best there. Okay. Having said that, reality is Captain Kirk is taking to the skies this coming Wednesday. What? Yeah, William Shatner will make history as he boldly goes where few have gone before while aboard Blue Origin's New Shepard. The Star Trek actor who played the iconic Captain Kirk joined Good Morning America earlier today with his fellow flight crew members as they anxiously await their delayed departure. Evidently, they were supposed to take off sooner. He says, quote, "I'm deeply disappointed because I was building up the enthusiastic response. Now we have to wait another day. But it's really worth it. What's a day with this extraordinary experience that we're about to have?" The 11-minute ride to the edge of space, about 60 miles above the Earth's surface, comes just 2 months after the first successful Jeff Bezos-owned space flight with Wally Funk, who's 82. Now, Shatner, and Brett, I know you're good with numbers and math on this, but Shatner, how old do you think he is now? Because he looks great for his age.
Why, thank you very much. Now I can't do
You
Shatner.
got it, actually.
I can't do the Shatner the way Frank Caliendo does.
Yeah.
But that's the thing though. You have to pause a lot when Shatner speaks. Yeah, that's the key to the whole impersonation. But he's in his 80s, isn't he?
No, he's 90. He doesn't even look a day over like 71.
And he's still performing. Good for him.
Yeah, exactly. So I say good job, Bill, as some know him as. He's set to become the oldest person, don't tell him that, ever to go to space and will hit weightlessness and zero gravity for about 4 minutes. Blue Origin crew member Audrey Powers said that this trip and opportunity was a long time coming. She said, quote, they offered me the opportunity to represent all those great people and sit in the seats so I could not be more overwhelmed at the opportunity. I feel an enormous sense of responsibility to represent this team. Glenn DeVries, who's a fellow Blue Origin crew member and passenger, added, "This is how innovation happens." He said, quote, "This is the beginning of a new time for space, and we're on the beginning of a curve that's going to blast off. That's a metaphor for that adventure that we're literally going to have together. I can't wait." Shatner said he expects plenty of Captain Kirk references as the world watches him and the crew in flight. He said with a laugh, "Actually, I haven't heard Shatner in a long time." New Shepard's 18th mission, NS-18, has targeted liftoff on October 13th at 8:30 Central Time from Launch Site 1 in West Texas. And I will say this. If you want to follow them on Instagram and or Facebook, I'm sure you can. I'm going to pull up some of these cool photos really quick because you can find them at Blue Origin. I think it's called, Blue Origin. Look for the official check mark. And just looking at this team, being able to go into space, I can imagine William Shatner, again, playing Captain Kirk is one thing in a studio. But being able to go into space is a dream come true. Because it's one thing to imagine it, and it's another thing to actually fly up into it, right? And having that ability now with the rest of the team has got to be just such a great feeling. I mean, they all look like Captain Kirk. I mean, look at it. He's just owning it. He's just owning it. Wait, am I showing you guys this? Or he's owning it, man. And I say that's got to be probably one of the best things ever to feel, right? And look at the team, just all like probably being like, wow, we are a part of history. Who doesn't know Captain Kirk in the Star Trek Enterprise, right? Being able to be in person and be able to get up there.
Almost anybody does.
Yeah. I mean, you cannot not know a Star Trek reference at some point. I don't care if you are a Star Wars fan. This is pretty amazing. And the ability to be able to go up into space and be 90 years old. Come on. I'm ready to go now. He does it. I'll do it. Eventually. I don't know how much the price ticket is there. But there you go. Lots of people happy. Lots of people excited for this. Everybody's excited, of course, with William Shatner taking. I think this will probably be one of the biggest things on Wednesday to talk about because it's just one of those epic historical moments of here we are being able to go into outer space. When are we going to get the Star Trek Enterprise or Voyager? These, what do you forecast? I don't know, but I do know this. We have to take a break here. We lost Brett, so we're going to take a quick break here on the morning show. We'll be back with more right after these messages. Stay tuned.
All right, Aaron, are you still there?
Yeah, I lost your video. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. Oh, your audio was cutting in and out.
Oh, it could have been. Sometimes when I show websites, it doesn't work that.
Yeah,
well.
so
It's too much data.
The Skype window was telling me go to audio only, so that's why.
Oh.
That's why.
You turned off your video?
Yeah, I turned off the video. Yeah,
okay.
I turned off my video.
Yeah, sometimes I show too many pictures and it's just too much for this computer. It's like, I can't keep up with you guys. Stop. I'm like, I'm sorry. All right. Yeah, I went to your thing. It just shows the Skype. You can turn it on now, I think. I think it'll be fine.
Okay, let me do that here.
But pretty exciting when you kind of cross that threshold and you get to go into outer space, not as a typical astronaut that you would have to be like, you know what I mean? You have to do all the rigorous training and all that.
Hmm. Yeah, Anna de Armas was in. She was in one of the Blade Runner movies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Blade Runner 2049. She was in a film called Sergio.
Yeah.
Knives Out. The Night Clerk. And she's going to be in, if I'm reading this right, she's going to be in a movie out next year called Blonde. And down below it says Norma Jean, so maybe she's playing Marilyn Monroe. I'm not sure.
Well, she is very beautiful. Obviously, as only a Bond girl would be. I always wonder what like the list is of those that don't make it. You know what I mean? Like, who's the potential ones that maybe don't make it, you know? Like,
Yeah, right.
there she is in a red gown on the red carpet. So, Brett, I think she's your type. If not, more of everybody's type, right? So,
Yeah, yeah. She's got jet black hair. That's why it's interesting if she's going to play Marilyn Monroe. She's either going to have to wear a wig or she's going to have to dye her hair blonde.
yeah, exactly. Her skin color can go blonde. Some people don't do blonde well, and some people just do brunette pretty easily. So yeah, I could see that. I could see that happening.
Okay. All right. So we're coming back here, and here we go.
Okay.
90.
That's right.
That's
it's the
right.
morning
It's the
show
morning
here on
show
ABC,
here on
News
ABC
Radio,
News Radio,
KMT,
KMT,
1490 AM, where we are making sure the 007 latest movie of... How many films have they had now? Is it like 28, 29? What's the math there, Brett? I don't know how to keep track.
Yeah. We know there's a new one coming out, and yeah, Ana de Armas is going to be the latest Bond girl, and was looking up what she's been in the past, and she was in one of the Blade Runner movies, Blade Runner 2049, and she was in a movie a few years ago called Knives Out, The Night Clerk, and then last year in a movie called Sergio.
Yeah, so I'm sure we're going to be following her on social media quite a lot, seeing what she's doing on social media as well. And my question is she evil? Sometimes the Bond girl doesn't mean, they're not in it to get the 007 into their corner of the world, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, many of the Bond girls are working for the other team.
Yeah, exactly.
For the evil team, not the justice team.
Exactly. That's why I say be careful about those eyes. They might spot you, but did you spot them first? You got to be careful of these ladies, which is where, of course, Bond does his thing best.
Yeah. Like the Eagles once saying, there ain't no way to hide those lion eyes.
Exactly. So that's important for everybody to know. And there you go. Let's see. Mom, known as Viviane on social media, says, "Good morning, Brett." So she's happy to see you. She put some hearts there for you as well. And, yep, each and every one of you, again, remember, Brett Malik is back for the day and then some. And we're glad to have him as part of the KMET team.
Don't worry, everybody. Jesse will be back tomorrow. It's not like I'm taking over his time slot or anything. Jesse will be back in here tomorrow. He's enjoying some well-deserved time off.
Yep, in Vegas. So hopefully he'll be back safe and sound, and then some. I know in Vegas, I did tell him to be careful because in Vegas they actually they were supposed to have you know what the NAB show is, right, Brett?
Yeah, and it got canceled.
Yeah, it got canceled due to the Delta variant, and I said, "Uh-oh, how's that going to happen for certain big events that they've been planning?" Because I know the auto show is still set possibly to happen here, but will it get kiboshed, kind of like the NAB show? And for the NAB show to be completely kiboshed like it was, so last minute, a couple weeks before it actually was supposed to open.
But this weekend they still had the big fight there, the big boxing match.
Did they? Yeah.
That still went off, and the Raiders are still going to play their games there. I can't guarantee you that they'll outnumber the other team's fans, like what happened yesterday when the Bears took over the stadium, but. But you still have a lot of great events that are going to be happening in Vegas. It's just too bad the NAB one got canceled.
Yeah, and for those that don't know, it's a huge broadcaster's dream. If you're in radio, television, or online, anything with media, it's usually there. You get to see the latest, the greatest in technology. I've been several years in a row. I haven't made it in the last couple of years, mainly because I remember it being canceled, or just getting the trip out there. I know me and a friend were going to be willing to go out there, also known as the Latino cyber guy, Jose Yoa, who I've been palling around with on the red carpets as of late. You'll see some of his interviews coming up soon. Follow him at the Latino Cyber Guy on Instagram, where he's posted all of his red carpet antics, especially with filmmakers and actors. And actually, yesterday I got to meet, or see, I should say, again, a very good friend and his mom, who actually was in Shazam as one of the young boys of the foster care system. If you remember, the boys and or girls of that were pretty amazing, especially if you haven't seen all the way to the end. Have you seen Shazam yet, Brett, or not really?
No, I have not. No.
Okay, it's one of those films that I would say it's definitely worth seeing. But he was talking very briefly about Shazam 2. And I was like, oh man, I cannot wait. And so they kind of gave me a little bit of a glimpse. I can't really tell you too much. But I will say this. The kids are back. And they're back and ready to have fun with everybody. So Shazam, again, be ready for it. Again, which I will say, Zachary Levi as Shazam plays the perfect Shazam. I remember when this was coming out, and I thought, there's no way this is going to be any good. And I was completely surprised. I was happy to see it go the way it went, and I was like, yes. But Pedro Pena, who's played by Jovan Armand, actually is one of the boys, if you remember, who is kind of, one of those that's kind of like shy and doesn't want to talk. And then he becomes, well, let's just face it, if you haven't seen the end, you probably need to. Because then you say, wait a minute, what's the power in Shazam? Is it only one kid or a few? Who knows? So that's kind of a glimpse into the Shazam 2 world, which, again, I'm not going to give that any spoilers out, but I got to see him and his mom, who is now a really good talent manager, so it was good to talk to her. And talk to certain people in entertainment, say, you know what, we're ready to move forward in a safe way. Let's make productions that help inspire our youth of tomorrow. So I'm happy to announce we're going to have him here on the morning show in a couple weeks, probably next Thursday. We're still trying to get his schedule and then some, because he's going to be 100% very busy, of course, with the media tour that's going to come out for that when it comes out. So it's kind of good to get them when they're slow and going. And I guarantee you we're going to do a full half hour with him, because I know he's got a message that's going to resonate with a lot of families of today and, of course, others. So you're not going to want to miss that. Make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to hit the notifications. And do not miss a moment of that really good entertainment of next Thursday. So you can ask your questions live here on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Periscope TV, and, of course, LinkedIn, which we're all happy to have you with. Brett, we're almost out of time, but I will say, what is important to you in the coming week or two and for people to know coming up in the future?
Okay. Well, I would say, we're in the month of October, so we got Halloween coming up here in a few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, when that comes around, just be careful.
Yeah.
Just be careful, because, with last year with the pandemic, we didn't really have trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
And there'll be more people that'll be out with their kids. And yeah, I mean, if you have to drive around on Halloween, then just be careful. Just be careful. Hopefully all the kids will be able to dress up the way they want to, and be able to get all the candy that they want to, and hopefully everything will be safe, and we won't be hearing stories about bad things happening, like tainted candy and people being injured. We don't want that on Halloween.
No, no, and no. And thank you very much for Brett being able to pitch hit for, of course, our other Jesse Sanchez, who will be back tomorrow. Again, we thank each and every one of you for watching. We got more. Download the app. It's free. KMET, 1490 AM. Make it a great day, everyone.
All right, Aaron, that's a wrap.
All right, Brett. Thank you very much for your time, and we'll see you quite soon.
Okay. All righty. Thanks, Aaron.
All right. Thanks, Brett. Bye.
Bye.
And for the rest of you, I normally don't do an after show program, but I'm going to do a quick one really quick. I expect so many good things coming up in the future. With William Shatner going in outer space and people going forward in their lives, it's important to know that no matter what coronavirus throws at us, we have to maintain a positive outlook in the coming months ahead. Obviously, going into the winter months, the cold is about to set in many ways. If you are in an area where you're isolated from others, I will say this. Pick up your phone, make sure it's charged, and find events online. Make sure to be with other people, even if it's virtually, even if it's online, even if it's engaging with others. Do not be in the state of mind where you are alone with yourself and not able to be with others. Remember, we're all here on this globe together. There are certain areas which are going to probably go on some type of or sort of lockdown as the coming months approach us. What everybody doesn't remember, unfortunately, is last October, November, and December, how we went into certain mandatory lockdowns because of the surge. Now, we're currently in an uptick surge situation, especially here in the United States of America and around the world. So it is important whenever you do go out, make sure not to throw caution to the wind. Make sure not to be the person who says, okay, I'm not going to get sick at all. It's not going to happen to me. It's just never going to happen. Because the numbers already speak for themselves. In a year and a few months' time, we have lost well over 700,000 people in just the United States of America. Around the world, 7 million just from coronavirus. I don't care if you say it's underreporting, reporting, bad, or because there's always margin for error. But your margin for error is anywhere from usually 3 to 4% margin for error, not 100% margin for error. That's still a lot of people that are no longer with us on this earth. And I'm pretty sure a good majority of you probably know this with people that you personally know personally and or have had to suffer because of it due to coronavirus or perhaps another really bad illness or something else that might have happened in the medical situation because they were so busy tending to coronavirus victims. Now, there are many that have recovered, and that's the good news. The good news is those that have gotten sick haven't all died, and not all will die, but it still will affect their health in the coming months ahead. Will you have coronavirus? Have you had coronavirus? Did you get well from it? Will you get well from a new variant strain? A variant strain is a mutation of the original strain, and some of them are more deadly than others. So some of them are quick, fast, and alarming until you get the treatment that you so richly need. So the reality is, be aware of it, get tested if you suspect it, and be ahead of it in the coming months. With the cold and flu season already ahead of us right now, which is probably in the next 3 to 4 weeks, it is going to be one where we're going to say, in the end, are we prepared for it? Are we? I would say yes. Now we are. ICU rooms are more ahead of it. Nurses are more ahead of it. People are not throwing the caution in the wind that they did as of last year, saying, coronavirus isn't real, coronavirus is fake. The numbers speak for themselves. It's like saying cancer is fake. It's like saying heart attacks is fake. It's like saying the flu is fake. It's like saying the colds that you have when you sneeze, achoo, is fake. It's like saying allergies is fake. It's no longer fake, people. It's a reality. And it's an everyday discussion that we have to remind people, let's stop fighting over stupid face masks. Just put one on and not get sick from a cold and or a flu. Wouldn't that be great? Just be okay with that. And if you're okay with that, you'll be ahead of it in the coming months. In the coming months, we're going to have a lot of news about certain strains starting to pop up all of a sudden. They're still doing the research. Thank God for the scientists, the researchers, the medical teams that all put their thinking caps on and say, okay, how are we going to go forward with this? How are we going to make sense of this? How are we going to make everybody live longer than when they get coronavirus and get sick and or die? Some countries don't have that luxury. Some countries, you get coronavirus, you do not have money, you do not get the health care. You are pretty much on your own. So what are you going to do? My hope is that people go beyond what it is that they're living for today. My hope is that you go beyond the next coming months. My hope is just as though last year, going into the coming months, I told people, We will get through this, but I still lost very close people to me that never got through it. So I do not want to take away from those that have lost a family member from the dreaded coronavirus, whatever variant strain it was that they died from. Moving forward, though, we of the living need to remember to keep each other living. We need to keep each other in everybody's, not just thoughts and prayers, but really pick up the phone, pick up the dial, pick up the device that you're on, reach out, message somebody you haven't messaged in a while, say, hey, you know, I just want to say hi. Through coronavirus, I've already lost a few people, but I don't want to lose you. How are you doing? What's going on in your life? Find people that you haven't talked to in quite a while. Make sure you don't hear it through the grapevine that they died due to coronavirus. I've already attended several funerals. I don't want to say I've attended, but I have. And where? Online. Now, am I happy I can at least attend online? Technically, yes. There are ones that I haven't been able to see and or help along the way because, well, I couldn't travel there in person. It was in Arizona that I lost a very, very good family member from my family from years ago. And I said, well, can I watch it online? They said we didn't have that capability. I said, oh, okay. Because I wanted to pay my respects to a person who I very much valued. But having said that, there are so many things going on. Is it only coronavirus? No. Other people are dying of other things as well. And people say, well, death is a natural part of life. And I say, I understand that. But if we can prolong the life, just like heart attacks, just like surgeries, just like things when you go to the medical office and you hope that the doctor can help save you from whatever it is that's ailing you, you want the minutes to go on. If you get I recently heard of a good friend having a brain tumor. And I said, oh no. She's like, but I'm still plugging along. I said, okay. I heard that and I said, how much time does she have? In my head, I thought that. How much time does she have? And I thought, okay, what next? Well, is there somebody I can reach out to that might be able to help her? I don't know. But the reality is, when you find out these stories and people share them with you, don't just keep them in your prayers. Make sure they're okay. Make sure you are in touch with them. Make sure you keep up with them. And if you're the person who hasn't sent anything to anyone and you are trying to recover from a debilitating disease, there's several people and several actors I just met this coming weekend at the East LA Film Festival, one of which is a very good watcher of our show. And I won't throw his name out because I don't know if he wants that out there. But he told me about his own situation where he lost a lot of weight and he suffered significantly. So much so he had to recover from it. And thankfully he's in remission now. But I didn't know that until I saw him recently. I said, hey. And he told me what his story was. And I said, I'm glad to have you back. I'm glad you're here with us still. Because that is, at the end of the day, what we're all here and for. We are not here on this lonely planet in the vastness of space to just say, I'm going to lock myself up in my own mind and stay away from the people that love me and or people that I need to know that do love me. I've seen a lot of friendly faces in the last coming of weeks due to certain events that we've had to attend and or, of course, cover. And I've seen so many people that say, you know what? I'm just glad we're here. In so many ways. They're more friendly. They're more compassionate. They're much nicer. Especially when you haven't seen people in years. And people go, what are you doing with your life? Or, where have you been? Or, I haven't seen you around. Or, well, I saw you, but I didn't know what you've been up to. Because they themselves have had their own things. And some are pushing projects together, moving forward with certain film opportunities, and picking up where they left off. And I say, good. Keep that up. Focus on your families. Focus on life. Focus on moving forward no matter what. But remember, never to throw caution to the wind. Never say, as certain people have, it's not real. It doesn't happen. It doesn't work. It's a conspiracy. Because if we go back to that mentality, I will say this, you do not know the people that are closest to you and what they have died from. They say 6 degrees of separation separates us from certain people from around the world. I would say now it's more like 3 degrees of separation due to social media, so due to people that you connect with, and you say, oh, we have this person in common. I know so many people that I've connected to, and I'm like, oh, you were following me the whole time on Instagram. I feel stupid. I do. But There are times when you say, oh, you connect on Facebook and you say, oh, we have a mutual friend. Now, I've got like 5 different Facebook accounts because there's a 5,000 limit on each Facebook account. So I've always maintained more than not. But I'm not able to visit all of them as of late. But the reality is we need to remember to be there for each other, mutual friends and or otherwise. We need to say, who are the people that are closest to me, maybe from high school and beyond? I don't really know. And are they still living? And if they are, check in on them. Not just on social media. I know how people do it because people go, oh, yeah, I saw this, I saw that. But you never said hi until you see them in person. You go, oh, you were watching. Okay, good to know. But then, of course, I look to their news feeds. I saw one person. I said, oh, yeah, I know your name. I look at your feeds every now and then. I told them that. And it's true. Sometimes you don't know the names until you see the names. Sometimes you don't know the faces because they have a cucumber as their face on Facebook or Instagram. I don't really know. I say use your face so we know who you are. But the reality is we all need to remember this. We are going to pull through this. And I hope we pull through this with no more deaths, no more suffering, no more problems on this earth. But we will. It's inevitable. So value those now before they leave this earth. Never have that moment where you say, I should have, I could have, I would have. Because if it's too late, it's too late. Value them when they're alive. Make that needed call. Make that needed text message. Make a quick Instagram post. And say, hey, drop into their DMs and say hi. Make it for good. And keep it with wisdom. And you'll find your heart. And you'll find a friend forever. All right, people, I'm out of time. Make it a good month and coming months as well. And make sure to download our app. It's free. KMET 1490 AM. Bye-bye, everyone.